Annie Louie has the story.
It sounds like a cliche. Chinese kids playing piano. But for me, I started learning in grade 1 and practiced constantly for 10 years after that. In between violin lessons, of course. Still got it. And, of course, I'm not the only piano prodigy among the diaspora.
I started piano at the age of 6. It was kind of like a phenomenon in China because parents tend to take their children to instrumental lessons at a very young age.
Andy Deng recently graduated from the Conservatorium of Music in Sydney, but he grew up in Chengdu, where he took his lessons very seriously, practicing 3 to 4 hours a day.
Part of the reason parents take their kids to piano lessons is for competition. When you go to a school, in a class, there are so many students, like 40 or 50 students. And parents will always talk to each other when they're at school, picking up their kids, saying like, my kids just passed piano grade 8, and how about your kid?
Piano has a long history came to China. We can go back to 1601. When the missionaries come to Beijing to see the emperor, right? So then they brought the emperor some gifts. And one of the gifts is called clavichord. Clavichord is like a keyboard instrument. And I would say from there on, the Ming emperor and later the different emperors in Qing just fascinated by Western music.
1, 2, 3.
Jin Dongcai is the director of the US-China Music Institute and professor of music at Bard College in New York. He grew up during the Cultural Revolution.
When the Cultural Revolution started, basically anything foreign, anything old were forbidden. Just one day, my best friend called me. He said, Jin Dong, let's come to my home. I want to show you something. And he lowered the curtain because he didn't want anyone to know what we were doing. And then he showed me this gramophone machine. So that's my first time listening to a Beethoven symphony. It's made a lasting impression on me.
At the time, instruments like the piano were symbols of Western ideals. In fact, it's been reported that Chairman Mao's wife, Jiang Qing, described them as black boxes in which the notes rattled about like the bones of the bourgeoisie. But things changed when local musicians found a way to keep the Communist Party happy.
So this pianist in Chengzhou, he played revolutionary songs on the piano. And he even took the piano onto Tiananmen Square to play. And that really made lots of curiosity for people. Say, wow, look at this. And the pianist playing the revolutionary song. Then that's, he demonstrated to say, okay, this is just an instrument. An instrument can serve the revolutionary purpose.
And just like Western instruments have found a home inside China, traditional Chinese instruments have found a home outside the country, becoming a popular way for the diaspora to reconnect with their culture. You might have seen Wei Shanshen busking on the banks of the Yarra at some point over the past decade.
Everyone knows who my grandpa is, which is quite amazing. So if I mention this 2-string Chinese instrument, they always oh my god, it's always that guy.
That instrument is the Erhu, or Chinese violin, and it's a skill he picked up while working in a factory in Shanghai.
中国的乐器也很多，有古筝，有琵琶，这些呢都是比较在宫廷里面或者是高一等层次的人，家里边才有。但是二胡啊、笛子啊这些的，所以很简单，农民可以自己做，可以做出来自己玩。
It was his granddaughter who reignited his passion for playing when she asked him to teach her.
练习的时间啊，一般的说比较没有，不是很多，所以进步不是很快。那么就是他们提议，是不是能够参加那个80课？参加80课，他就一天大家都可以练了，一天起码有4个小时好练。 拉了比较时间长的，所以那个雅拉乐边上呢，有许多听众都知道我们主声档二胡一个节目，比较受欢迎的就是这样。我是有一个身份在这里的，我是中国人，我做事情应该要做得认真一点，要做得好一点。
While music is encouraged as an extracurricular activity, it might take a while for parents to accept it as a career path.
Chinese parents particularly ask your kids to play the violin, play the piano, but when you choose career, they will say, don't go to music.
Thankfully, I became a comedian rather than a musician, so my parents have nothing to worry about.